What's up, guys? Sean here from Srkcycles.com. We have a pretty exciting bike for you guys. I just got done taking this bike on a trip. We'll talk about it later. Maybe I'll send you a link to the video. 2016 Honda Goldwing F6b. This is the deluxe. It still has warranty. The deluxe comes with heated seat, front and rear, different controls. It's got the cruise control, heated grips. It is a blast to drive. It also has these sweet highway pegs, which are great, super sleek. And this one's got a backrest. I love that backrest. Let's take it for a spin. Oh yeah, this bike is also beautiful day outside, not even raining. This bike is also committing the Goldwing cardinal sin for a lot of people. You see that? They call that, what do they call that? Dark side. Dark side. And I spent a lot of time riding this bike, all dark sided up, in the rain, taking corners fast, and I have to admit, I don't really notice it at all. Let's do it. Let's see how wet we can get. Alright guys, do the words of wisdom. Psalm 34:8. Taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the one who takes refuge in him. It's barely even raining. Now, a concern of mine, a pretty serious concern of mine, was that when we were riding dark side, which dark side is the car tire on the back, instead of a normal motorcycle tire, the reason they do that is so they get longevity. You're getting around 40,000 miles out of one car tire. And that would have been like, I don't know, five motorcycle tires. So money saving, longevity. The question is, how much do you lose? I'm not really noticing anything. I'm hitting corners pretty hard. I'm hitting corners pretty fast. I've done other videos where I can drag floorboards doing dark side. But the concern of mine, this makes a lot of sense to me, was that you might lose wet traction because a car tire is so heavy. No, because a car is so much heavier than a motorcycle. So you need more weight. So the car's compound is a it's a harder compound for the more weight. That's why a motorcycle compound is much softer, because it's lighter. But this bike's weighing in at 844 pounds, and a good majority of that weight is on the back. So let's say 500 pounds is on the back tire. That'd be, make that a car. That'd be a 2,000 pound car. Doesn't really exist, but we're not as far off in terms of you know, compound and stickiness. But okay, forget the math. I'm not sure if that even made any sense. It feels great. I did a lot of highway riding with this. I was also on back mountain roads in the Poconos, driving on leaves and swerving through deer and all that stuff. I mean, you can see me right now. It's pretty good. I'm also getting a great chance to try out my new eyeballs. Now, obviously, I'm going to take corners a little bit slower than what I normally would. Another tip when you're riding in rain like this, always try to be in a higher gear than what you would normally be in, just to kind of take away that responsiveness. Really, when you're riding in the rain, you want everything to do is be a little bit slower, a little bit more delayed, because quick responses can be dangerous. Let's go. Alright, so these bikes are tons of fun. Rocking 113 horsepower, which I'm going to show you right now. Alright, I'm not going to show you because it just spun. There we go. I'm rocking 113 horsepower and 123 foot-pounds of torque. It's a pretty powerful bike. I'm getting a lot of rain in my mouth. So it's a pretty powerful bike, and the handling's well. It is lighter than the regular Goldwing. It is cooler looking than the normal Goldwing, and it still has most of the features. It does not have the air ride suspension, which who cares? Why do you even need it? It's great when you're riding a passenger and you have it all loaded up with stuff. That is nice. But I couldn't care less. The Deluxe has the cruise control, which everyone complained about with the earlier earlier F6bs. This one has it, or I think maybe they all have it since 2015 or 2016. I forget when. And cruise control is great. I use it occasionally. I'm getting great traction, great wet traction with this car tire, especially when I'm going straight. And I thought it would suck on the corners, but it doesn't. I'm also not getting that wet. Well, I'm not going very fast, but if I was cruising on the highway, which I was this weekend, cruising on the highway, I was barely getting wet. This thing was creating a little tunnel over me because I was cruising pretty good, and I had 100% confidence. These things really are a lot of fun. They are weighing in at 844 pounds, which I said earlier. It does not feel like a heavy bike. It does not feel like honestly, a Harley Davidson Deuce feels significantly heavier than this bike. Deuce is like the heaviest feeling bike. I don't know why they feel so heavy. Radio sounds great. The controls are nice. They're right here. Although I will say this, when you're cruising at higher speeds with a windshield that size, I think that's actually an aftermarket windshield. It's bigger than what stock would be. I think I would prefer the stock one better. Unless you had a real big windshield that actually gets it. You know, when you tuck down here, you can hear everything. The radio sounds great. You don't hear any wind noise. But when you're up here at 80, anything like 85 or 90 miles an hour, and this is pretty much every bike out there, you can't hear your radio. It just, I mean, you could barely hear what's going on. And now if you have, even with headphones, even with like my Cena unit, I could barely hear anything. A lot of wind noise. I guess if you had a really good like Schuberth helmet that was real quiet, and you had your Cena unit on there, you might be able to hear something. So this bike is shaft drive, and it is only rocking the 5-speed. Goldwing never did a 6-speed until the 2018 model, and they finally did a 6-speed. And I think, hold up, is it a 7-speed? I forget. It's a lot of speeds. I think it might be a double overdrive. I forget. Go back to go watch my video when I test drive one. It was great. I will say this, having not wearing glasses with my new eyes is making this much easier to do. Like a million times easier to ride in weather like this, because my glasses get fogged up and there's nothing I can do. Right now I've got two different visors on. I've got my my little fighter pilot sunglasses I can always flip down, and then I got my my regular shield on the outside. So if one gets too fogged up, I switch to the other one. I was getting great miles per gallon. I almost went to the Poconos, which is 3 hours and back on just one tank. I think I read it was like, you know, I don't know, I forget. Maybe I didn't read what the miles per gallon it was. I was pretty impressed with it though. This is a aftermarket Kuryakin thing. Normally a panel right there. Now you can put your bottle of water. I would never use that. I don't think I would ever use that. I'm not riding around with coffee. If I want to drink water, I can normally carry a Camel pack. There is a, you guys are comm system ports. There's also there's a phone connect, a USB thing in the one back saddlebag, and there's also an aux cord inside here. That little compartment right there that plugs into the auxiliary of your stereo. Guys, if you like that video, subscribe. There's plenty more stuff to come. This bike is for sale. We do sell motorcycles on our website, Srkcycles.com, and we're selling and shipping bikes all over the country. We'll see you guys later. Remember, it's not what you're riding, but where you're going.